Yeah, I'm just gonna hit record, man, and talk about these systems, man. Being in the field for as long as I've been in the field, I learned a lot about the system. I learned about subsystems and how they all work together, you know. And put my seatbelt on, and how these systems uh, work together, and we live in a man-made system, right? But that man-made system is connected to a bigger system. It's superseded by a bigger system, which is called, your dimension, right? Your third dimension, the third dimensional system. And like I said, the big system has its, rules and its laws of how, the big system works. And man hasn't fully figured that out yet. But nevertheless, it does exist, right? And we can't fix that system, right? We didn't code that system. We didn't put that system together. Man didn't. But what he did was he created a subsystem within that system that kind of mirrors it. You know what I mean? And we'll get into it because it's all about duality and parallelism, and then it comes down to, the system, the technological system that man made that goes within the subsystem that kind of governs and runs that technologically, right? And if have ever worked in the technological field, you understand that systems need to be brought down, for whatever reason. After a while, you got to bring the system down to do maintenance, to put patches in, to do certain things so that you can free the system up from, from viruses or any type of thing, any type of process or any type of person, who is not supposed to be a part of the system. That's bringing the system down. So you bring it, that's actually degrading the system, right? Any person or object or process that's degrading the system, right? And so you have to every now and then you have to bring the system down. And when I look at the coronavirus, when I look at the government furloughs, when I think about that, and when I look at those situations, those are times where the system is being brought down for maintenance, right? They got to bring the system down. So it'll be something like a plague. It'll be something man-made that is just there to bring the system down so that they can go in, do maintenance, and do whatever they need to do maintenance wise and then they'll bring the system back up, right? And that's what I see this as, man. And what I built with myself a long time ago about this, how you got your systems and you got your technological systems, and how man was created as a biological system. It was a biological system, and within the body, it was like your first computer, biological computer. That's what I meant to say. Man is like a biological computer. You just even down to the veins in your body, those are your wires, right? The wires of the system. And you have electricity and bits of light and information going through the system by way of your veins, man. And like the mind and your brain and the mind, like a hard drive and a CPU, right? And what man did was that was your first image, that was your first prototype that was created by the creators, right? They were the ones that put this together. The same ones who deal with this third dimensional system that supersedes man-made system. Those are the ones that put it together. These biological humanoids, you know. And what man did was he created computers, which was an offshoot of himself, right? And so man said, well, I can't really create man the way. So what he did was he created computers. And computers, were created to serve man. Just like man was created to serve the creators. You see? And so I didn't, oh man, the police, I didn't want to get too deep into that, into that, but I just wanted to talk about, let me lower this, communicator. See, this is my communicator, Captain Kirk, I remember when I was young, Captain Kirk used to flip out the communicator and used to show the video and everything. They was way ahead of that. They was on that technology back then, and slowly but surely, they have broken out, they broke out a lot of the technology. But, my thing is, what's the next step? What's the next level? When it comes to, these great technological advances and medical advances that, has propagated throughout, the centuries, 20th century, 21st century. Where's the 21st century? Where's the new technology? Because man didn't come up with that, with those inventions. That information was replicated down to this world, or replicated across to this world. Because like I said, there is somebody's gonna probably call me, because that's how they like to do. When my frequency is going out, somebody likes to, call me and try to and break that up. The information is not being replicated. This world is like I said, is going to probably be decommissioned because information is not being pushed down anymore. Or else they need to show me something. I'm hearing about CERN and HARP and all this. Prove it. I'm hearing about the land, the Mars rover and the man. Prove it. Why when NASA, or why when they show us pictures of other planets, why does it have to be an artist's illustration? What are you hiding? See, when you do that, you lead me to believe you don't have nothing. Because why it's got to be so spooky, right? You don't think we can handle seeing the realism of another planet when you taught astronomy to us since we were kids? You got to show us a artist's illustration of Mars, of the moon. You know what I'm saying? What are you hiding? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you hiding or if you really just don't have no more information, because the information is no longer being pushed down to this world. It's been cut off, man. And so what they're doing is running a lot of shenanigans and just repackaging old information and just bringing it back down the conveyor belt again. Repackage it. Women's lib is back, right? Me Too. That's women's lib, right? The coronavirus, the plague, the black plague. That's nothing new. And what it is they'll repackage these old experiences and then feed them to the masses again, and then they'll get the entertainers and they'll get the athletes, the gatekeepers, so-called gatekeepers, not the real gatekeepers between the worlds. You're not really that. To run interference because they're all a part of the plan to pull the wool over our eyes. Because there's nothing else. They don't have anything else. Information's not being pushed down anymore. It's not being replicated. It's being replicated to other versions. Other worlds are being replicated and spun up. But this one right here, man, I just think that is you can see it where there's no new information. You know, it starts to degrade. The people start to degrade. The places start to degrade. The things degrade. You can see the code in it. You know what I'm saying? It's part code and part, you know, thing, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see people, but I see the code. I see the code in them. It's not hidden anymore because they're degrading. It's degrading. The whole image is degrading because no new information is being passed down. The only new information that's being passed down is to certain people, to certain delegators, to certain ones who have an antenna to be able to receive the information and push that information out. We know for a fact that the entertainers don't have no information, no new information that's being pushed down. They never really had any information. We know the athletes don't have no information. These are the main people that's getting all the light. They're given the power of persuasion to keep you, to keep the wool over to pull the wool over your eyes, so you won't realize that it's the same thing. It's all back. Oh, you know, black people, every now and then you'll have a beating, a shooting, then black people rush to the streets, which rightfully so, I get it. But it's the same thing. Black people are still fighting for rights. So every now and then they'll do a civil rights thing and you'll get Black Lives Matter. Okay, that's a civil rights movement all over again, right? It's the same package. They're running the same packages. These are all packages that was put together. The civil rights movement, when they put that together, the civil rights movement, that was a package that was put together. And Martin Luther King and all of them were a part of that package so that they could run it anytime they need to run it. The plague, the black plague, I think they said the black plague came from China and, you know, it's propagated. Coronavirus, it's a package. It's just running interference so that you won't know that it's you know, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. And only certain delegators are going, and it's not in a book. Certain delegators got the information. And it's not in a book. And unless they send down, you know, because they might have to take down the big system. Because remember, we're in the subsystem that we created, that man created. That man created, trying to image the third dimensional system. That gets taken down every now and then. You got to bring that system down and spin it back up. We might be coming close to that. I don't know if that's going to happen in my lifetime, but it's inevitable because everything is off. There haven't been any hot fixes lately to the world, the big system. There haven't been any administrators from the big system who came down into this world to apply these hot fixes, man, to get it back on track. To update the code. You see what I'm saying? It's been a while, man. It's been a while. So I don't know what they're gonna do with this world. You know what I'm saying? The best thing I can hope for is that amongst the people, there's a remnant who's gonna come out of the people. And I hate to tell people, they're not gonna be all white. They're not gonna be all black. You know, those are pushing the races and stuff like that. Those are packages, pushing the race package. They're not going to be all black. The remnant is not going to be all white. They're going to be different people from who come from different different disciplines. You know what I'm saying? That are going to come out of these people that help push the future. They're going to be a future people. And like I said, they're not going to be not of one race and one creed and all of that. They're going to be different types of people from different backgrounds, different races. And that's the best that I could hope for, is that they're going to come through. They're going to come out of this to help get the world back in order, and to push, and stand to receive, be there so that we can receive information again from the galactic, from the universe, and from the galactic community, for us to be able to join the galactic community. Because as of now, the people here on this planet, the ones that are running this planet, they're not ready for that. You're not ready for the galactic community yet. So the decision is going to have to be made. What's gonna happen? Do you spin this world down? Do you decommission it and start all over again? Because sometimes you got to reformat and you got to start it all over again, right? Or are they going to save it instead of doing it like supposedly happened last time? Bring certain ones out. Those are your real elections. See, elect the next election of Trump and Obama. That's from the subsystem. We're talking about those who are going to be elected out of the people. The people like Trump, they are established. There's a difference from being established as a group of people who are supposed to be the elite versus the elect, those who are elected, who are going to come out of the people. And that's what they don't want to happen. That's why they want to keep the wool over your eyes so that there is no election. But that's going to be an election. Even they got to cut the lights off. It's going to be an election of those, and it's going to be organic. It's going to be seamless, organic. There's no way to stop it. Of those who are going to come out of the people with these different disciplines, through these different walks of life, through these different races, who have the skill set to be able to, and those who will go through the initiation to receive information to get the planet back on course, to get so-called humanity back on course, so that they can plug back into the system. We can plug back into the system and join the galactic community. You see? But certain people got to die off, man. That's why you got your coronavirus. Certain people, that's why you got to bring the system down. Certain people, places, and things got to die off, got to be decommissioned. Why decommission the whole dimension when you can just decommission the people, places, and the things that are now in control of the lives of the people? Just decommission that. Spin those people down. Spin those things down. Spin those places down. You see? With the coronavirus, places that people used to frequent, when the system come back, people might not go there no more. They might go somewhere different. People that were here, they're not going to be here when the system gets brought back up, because the virus took them out. Some of the things that we have not going to be here. They're not going to be important anymore. You see? So that's kind of what I wanted to say, man. And so you just got to know how to move about the system, move through the system. You know what I mean? And maybe you may be one of those who are elected by the real governing officials of the galactic community from the other side. The gods. That's right, I said it. The gods. Those who put this thing together, you might be elected, to be a part of the next of the future race that's going to come out of humankind. The rest of them, they're going to die off, man. Survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. You're going to die off. Places are going to sink into the ocean. Things are going to decay. And so that's kind of what I wanted to say, man. Just on my way home, you know what I'm saying? I was plugged into the system. We had to go, and I'm gonna get off the horn, but we had to go shift work because of the coronavirus. Like I said, there's nobody out, except those. Look at it, there go another truck, right? Except those who matter, right? And so, yeah, I'm a part of protecting the data, protecting the technological infrastructure, cloud, and all these different components of the cloud and the subsystems, things of that nature. But it's like being the oracle or a part of the oracle. I keep the data, man. The data is precious. You know what I'm saying? The data is precious because we're not writing it on papyrus anymore, not writing it on rocks and in caves. It's in databases. We got to preserve that. We can't let it just die like it did, so that the next generations, 1,000 years from now, we want to be up and running. We want to be connected. We want to, it's almost like the legendary halls of information. We want to be up and running, man. We want to protect this data so that we can push that down and push that out. And we want to be able to receive the information and receive new futuristic information that's going to come to these young doctors and scientists that are being born now that don't know they're going to be some of the ones who are going to be elected, man. They're going to be allowed to go to the college and to the university. That's a privilege. That's not your right. It's a privilege, man, to be able to have access to the data and and being certified behind it by a governing body that says, Tom Jones is certified, and he went through what he needed to go through, and he was tested for this information, and we entrust the information with him. So I was just coming, like I said, because of the coronavirus and the type of work I do, we had to go around the clock, had to go into emergency mode. Same thing September 11th, had to go into emergency mode. So that's the level that I'm working on. When people talk about the Matrix, it's people, I actually worked in Oracle and the Matrix and the infrastructure and code and all of that. I actually found myself working in that which you see, the projection, right? But I'm looking forward. But I could be elected. I could have been elected. Because those who are elected at birth. But you got to be tested for it. As you go through your life, you gotta carry the cross for it. You might get spat on. You might get bullied. You might get beat up, humiliated. This life, this ain't the same thing with entertainers. They go through their little, Illuminati thing. That is a carbon copy. That is not the real thing. That's the subsystem taking you through their system and their humiliation rituals. There's also the rituals of the elect, that take those who were elected at birth these unseen forces that take us through what we need to be taken through in order to be able to get this type of information and push this information out. It's not skull and bones. That's all symbolism. They want to be. It's like the amen and the omen. Like I said, it's the duality of life, God and the devil, right? You got, and I'm gonna get off this horn, man. You got amen. When people say amen, all religions say that. They know what that is. Amen. That's the race of beings that created this, that put this together. The creators, the amen. But then you got the omen. You see? The omen is the other side of it. The Damien throwing the omen, the final conflict. He was a kid at birth. You know what I'm saying? He was elected. He was so-called elected. You know what I'm saying? He was the elite. He wasn't the elected. He wasn't the elect. He was the elite. See, there's a duality again, right? And he was at birth, and these people followed him as a kid, and they pushed him through the system to run the planet as the elite. But then you have those who go through the same thing, who were chosen at birth as the elect. Totally different situation. And the elite don't want the elect to realize, to come out of that. Because there's a moment where you come out of it and you realize that you are the elect, but you gotta go through what you gotta go through with. You gotta go through your 40 days and your 40 nights, your trials and your tribulations, your humiliation. But that's being executed by the unseen forces, man. The other side, right? The other side, the amen, you know. And when you get these actors and these actresses, these especially black actors and actresses, they go through these humiliation rituals. That's through the omen. Blood sacrifice and all that. That's through the omen. And through the Egyptian mystery schools, they depicted that. You know, where you had to go through the Egyptian mystery schools, and by the time you come out, you're like 40 years old. Not like in 4 years. It's 40 years. You come out of the, and that's how, and you become universal in everything. Mathematics, astrology, astronomy, you know, history, written, everything. When you come out, if you think about it, it makes sense. You can't become universal coming out of a university in 4 years, right? But it's the duality of it, right? It's from the subsystem. Most of you are coming out of the subsystem, and then those that are born in the machine, that's born in the subsystem, we're gonna come out of that. The elect, if you was chosen at birth as the elect, not the elite. Because they choose the elite at birth too, because of the different families that they were a part of, that they were born into. That's your elite. But the elect, we were born into and come from families too, man. I'm gonna get off this horn, man. You know what I mean? I ain't mean to make it long like this, but hopefully somebody caught something. Like I said, if there'll be one, man. I only need one person that caught it. I ain't got a whole lot of followers. I'm telling you, if you look at my viewers, my followers, I don't have that. Don't need it. But it's very necessary that I be on the horn, that I put this information. Closed circuit though. On the earth, closed circuit, it's like a beacon. I'm a beacon on the planet. And somebody might catch this frequency. You might be searching and see my title and something draw you to it, and you be like, wow, boom, next thing you know, you initiated, you open now, and now information can come into you that's streaming about the planet, that's got a name tag on it. It's tagged information. Everybody can't get it. I know that the elite want to tap into The information that's streaming across the planet, that's for you and me. They can't get it though. And if they do get it, they want to shut you down. They want to shut it down. They want to learn from it too though. They want to learn from it too. We in all walks of life, man. The elect, black, white, Asian, you know, we're the ones gonna come out, man. We're gonna come out of this thing called humankind, mankind. We're gonna come out and move forward as a future people, man. You know what I'm saying? As a future people with different slices of knowledge and different slices of information and different disciplines that we can bring together. You know, because if not, they're gonna have to decommission the world, man, and start all over again. You know, who wants that, right? You know, or decommission it, spin you up to another world, spin you up to the world, the real world, the twin dimension that this one is mirroring. Decommission this, spin you up to that one. But you got to be born again, right? You got to go through the pains of birth. You got to go through that again. If you're going to be in the physical, there are a lot of different types of bodies, man. You know, man, I'm off the horn, man. I'm almost home later.